We've lost the plot again. Chad Huckleberry, very attractive, very hot. Yes. The biggest inspiration of this podcast is Delilah and Regis Philbin. Welcome back to Movie Rewind. I am your host, Michael Jennison, and today we will be rewinding the 2003 Freaky Friday. Try to keep it topical. This is obviously very topical with Freaky Friday 2 coming out this Friday, August 8th. With me today, my guest host is not on this podcast for her taste in movies, but rather so her birthday's coming up and I still haven't gotten her a gift. Please welcome back to the pod, my sister, Megan.
Wow, what an honor. What a good gift. Not a great taste in movies, but I'm here. And I figured it was process of elimination. You couldn't really find anyone to do this movie with, but either way, I'll take it.
Yeah, so full disclosure, I didn't set out to do a Freaky Friday 2 podcast. My buddy was supposed to come and we were supposed to do Sideways, but we couldn't. And then, I figured Freaky Friday 2 was a good breakup from the 4 hours of Ari Aster that I did. So, yeah, this is how we got to Freaky Friday. So I am drinking wine. I am drinking Pinot Gris by Balletto. It's in Sonoma. I thought this one was the one from Monterey. I have a bottle of white sitting around here somewhere from Monterey, but this isn't it. Anyways, this one's from Sonoma, Russian River. Might be good. I've only drinking red on here, so I wanted to mix it up, but that's what I will be drinking today.
The only thing is, I am worried that you said Freaky Friday 2.
Is it not
Do you
Freaky
think people
Friday?
understand?
Is it not
No, it's
Freaky Friday 2?
I don't know. I mean, it's a remake, but it's not like Freakier Friday.
It's called Freakier Friday?
That's what the new one's called.
Oh, I thought it was called Freaky Friday 2. Who cares? Who gives a shit?
We don't have to clear that up.
Whatever. Freakier Friday, Freaky Friday. It opens Friday. It's fine. So Megan, what is your relationship with the original Freaky Friday?
Yes, so I went and saw Freaky Friday for my 12th birthday, I remember. You had
Oh,
to do
really?
the math there for me on that.
Was
Yeah.
I in attendance?
I was trying to think back.
I have no
Yeah.
recollection of seeing this movie in theaters.
Oh, see, I thought I was going to tell you my story, and then you're going to be like, same, but I guess not. Yeah, I just remember going to the theater. It was like a Sunday matinee. It was just beautiful, nostalgic memories. And that year I also got the soundtrack for my birthday, so it was just very Freaky Friday birthday. And I don't really remember much more about that or if you were there, but definitely
Was
watched
it
it
a
a ton
birthday
growing up.
party?
I think it was just like a family outing.
Maybe I was there. The funny thing is we're recording this podcast almost 23 years to the date
Right.
that Freaky Friday came out, August 6th.
I was
We're
gonna say, I
recording this
thought it
August
said,
4th.
yeah, August 6th release date. I like how they did that, where the new one's coming out pretty much a year,
Yeah.
the 8th or the 9th or whatever.
Yeah, it's the same exact Friday. That is cool. My recollection of this, Megan, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but there was a few movies over the holidays that you would get for Christmas, and then you would just watch it over and over and over again over Christmas break. And I'm almost positive that in Christmas of 2003, you got this Freaky Friday DVD. It was a white case, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was like the movie poster.
And you watched it about 14 times, maybe probably more. Probably. And so, yeah, right? Am I right?
No, that's a really good memory and good call because there was like very few DVDs that I would just like watch on repeat when I would get them, and that was definitely in the collection.
Well, it was funny. Like, as I didn't remember that memory until I was sitting down watching it, and then everything came back to me. I remember the 2003. I got a SpongeBob SquarePants video game, and for some reason there was two TVs in our living room at the time, and I had this like distinct flashback of me playing SpongeBob SquarePants video game while Freaky Friday was being played on a different TV in the same room. I had this just
That's
like,
a beautiful memory.
I guess.
Why does he have two TVs? Oh, one was just for like games.
I think me and Chuck brought like a small TV into the living room to play
Yeah,
games.
I kind of remember that setup. That's pretty sick.
And there's five of
Um,
us. I don't know. Yeah, shortage of open TVs around the holidays, I guess.
I was gonna say we've definitely never talked about this movie since I was probably 12. So I'm actually very curious to hear what you have to say on your rewatch.
Yeah. So before we get into what the rewatch was, but yeah, I agree. I have not seen this movie and I couldn't tell you, but I bet I've seen it over 10 times. But before we get into it, some interesting facts that I found out about Freaky Friday that I thought was worth sharing is this is obviously a remake of the 1976 classic, starring Jodie Foster. I forget the other woman. Should have asked mom before we did this. But it was a box office smash hit, got 3 Globe nominations. I don't think any Academy Awards nomination. Box office smash hit. Um, 3 Globe nominations. There was actually 3 other remakes of Freaky Friday before the 2003 one came out, that Disney did. And then there's 2 more. No, yeah, there's 1 more since then, Megan. You know, there's a DCOM in 2018, Freaky Friday.
You know what?
That was a
I would,
musical.
yeah, I don't think I ever saw that. I should.
Really, you did it?
It's definitely made for me.
That's true. And you're right, Megan. It is Freakier Friday. It's not Freaky Friday too. Darn. Got that one wrong. Yeah, so I thought that was super interesting. That there was so many remakes of Freaky Friday. And then something else I found that was interesting. Mark Waters is the director here. Not a notable name for me, but I thought something that's really interesting is that he's the director of Mean Girls, which came out a year later. And interesting enough, Tina Fey actually said that it was Freaky Friday that wanted her to get Lindsay Lohan for Mean Girls. Did you ever hear that story?
No, I didn't.
Fell down a rabbit hole, but it's really interesting because Mark Waters is also the director. I believe he got the directing role for Mean Girls for Freaky Friday as well. And the thing is, I knew this before I rewatched Freaky Friday. It feels like it takes place in the same universe, though. Even like the high school students could just be extras in Mean Girls. Like they fit that vibe exactly, and the outfits exactly, right? Don't you feel
Yeah.
that now knowing that?
Yeah. And I feel like the way like they play like the music and like the background scenes of the high school and stuff, you're right, it does kind of all have that same vibe.
Yeah,
I
totally.
didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, I found that out, and then it's really weird because Mark Waters, like I'm sure you might know some of his other movies, but I've never heard of his Ghosts of Girlfriend's Past. You love that movie, right?
That's with Matthew McConaughey. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I had to
Um,
throw him out there.
Just Like Heaven. Do you know that one?
I don't know that one.
I don't know, but there's a lot of like those movies on his
Okay.
on his filmography. But Freaky Friday, Mean Girls, back to back. Dude, he could have been like the John Hughes of his generation, with the way that those 2 movies were and the world that he was building and like the high school aspect of it. He wasn't writing these movies like John Hughes, but it would have been really interesting if he would have stayed, because he had these 2 smash hits. And then a couple other things that I thought was really cool. Um, this movie made $160 million at the box office on a $28 million budget. This movie was also really well reviewed. Did you know that?
I looked at the Rotten Tomatoes score actually right before this call because I figured that it did pretty well, but yeah, it wasn't like 88% or something on Rotten Tomatoes.
82, I think. And
Okay.
now I can't find it in my notes, but 82%, I believe. It's in the 80s. And it made $160 million on a $26 million budget. So a smash hit. 88% Rotten Tomatoes. Holy shit. And yeah, a huge smash hit. And this was Lindsay Lohan's second feature-length film credit after Parent Trap, Megan. And so this movie is really what made her a bona fide box office draw and led to other movies being released in the next coming years, like Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, Mean Girls, and Herbie Lovebug. And then the downfall of her. But yeah, and then the last thing that I saw and I thought was super interesting is the 2 female. Actually, there's a couple things here that I want to say. The 2 female co-bandmates, Megan.
Yeah,
I'm
great.
like I'm like those girls are not great actors, but they have great stage presence, and I think that one's actually singing. They're real musicians. And I think that
Ah,
that was a genius casting because They're very charming. I love them both. Great characters. There's not much acting. The big scenes are the scenes when they're performing. I'm so happy that they actually got actually musicians because they look like they actually know how to play guitar. Um,
Yeah.
what is her name? I think it starts with a V. Want to get her.
Christina?
Christina Vidal is actually
Yes.
singing that song that they sing. Um, what song is that, Megan? Drawing a blank on it now.
Round and round.
Yeah, so that's a cover, but she's actually covering that song. That's her actual voice. And then Lindsay Lohan obviously also sings the Ultimate is also Lindsay Lohan obviously
Yes.
singing that
Yeah.
too. Lindsay Lohan had a little bit of a music career through like Disney Channel essentially, but really
You can
interesting.
tell it's their, yeah.
Yeah,
You
you
can
can
tell it's
tell
their real voices, but Christina Vidal, is that her, how you say her last name? She was in Brink. You don't remember that?
she was in Brink. Yeah, she was
So
in a
she
lot
also
of
had a
these.
pretty good little acting career.
She was in a lot of yeah, I know. She was in a lot of these type of things, these type of movies.
Yeah, that's really cool though. You could tell that they like have the stage presence, like they know what they're doing up there. That's awesome.
I thought all of that stuff was super interesting, and worth sharing. Okay, Megan. So, how was your rewind experience? How long had it been since you've seen this movie, and what were your initial thoughts before we kind of dive in and get into spoilers?
I use, it's on TV here and there. So I actually caught it on TV, like, one of those, my favorites, hotel room, flipping through the channels, saw it on and watched it. And then when I knew we were going to do the rewind, I sat down and watched it, more intricately. And, the movie just ages just like I thought, perfection. Not that you thought I'd say anything different, but yeah, there's just so many little details that when you actually sit down and watch it that you notice. And it's just great from start to finish. How about, what did
I
you think? I'm dying to know.
I will say that me and Megan have like I don't know, a handful of movies that we like to watch together, right? It seems like the ones that you can watch on Freeform during vacations or
Yeah.
during the holidays. This is not one of them. It's more like Parent Trap, Grease, drawing a blank on others off the top of my mind right now. This is not one of them. I thought I hated this movie. And
Oh,
I had no respect for this movie before I sat down and watched it. And then it was one of those things where it's like, I've seen this movie so many times. I realized as I was watching it, it was like a scene would start, and I'm like, I know exactly what's about to happen in this scene. It was a very weird rewatching experience, but really good. Like I had a blast with it. I take notes usually when I'm doing these rewinds. I usually watch it at my desk while I'm doing something else, hands up. But I'm watching the movie and I'm taking notes of things I want to say. This is the most notes I've ever had for a rewind so far. It's like three of like the notes app scrolls of everything that I want to say. Um, Very entertaining. There's a lot of bad in this movie, but if you just have fun with it, especially the third act, the last 30 minutes is just bonkers. But it's good. It's good. I actually had a very good time with it. It yeah, I truly just didn't really remember it very much. And then once it started, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot she's in a band. And I forgot she's like punk rocker Avril Lavigne wannabe type girl. And I'm like, that's cool. That's a nice way to encapsulate 2003, watching it 12, 22
yeah.
years later. So,
I was gonna say that music was very in like the punk kind of punk rock or
and
pop punk, whatever they call it.
I'm a sucker for that kind of music. And full disclosure, I watched Grateful Dead. Went to Dead and Company in Golden Gate Park this weekend, Sunday morning. And as I was driving to my buddy's place that morning, had about an hour and a half commute, I started that commute by playing some Freaky Friday songs.
Yes, I was hoping that's where that was going.
The first
He's
10
back.
minutes, I played Ultimate and then Take Me Away. Both are bobs. And I love that era of
We got
music.
him.
All right. So, with that being said, Megan, let's just kind of jump into it.
This isn't mine. Those aren't mine. That's not mine. That's definitely not mine. Get away, you clone freak!
Tell me, baby, 'cause I need to know now, because my loneliness is killing me, and I...
How can you say I don't care? I'm not that guy, Tess, and if that's who you think I am, then this is never gonna work.
Go out there and act like Keith. Keith, right, yeah. Richard's mom! I knew that. All right, just go act like Keith.
Act like Keith. Act like Keith.
Not the behavior. No, just the thing. No.
I'm just gonna you can just cut me off. We're gonna try our best to like kind of work our way through the movie and kind of say anything that jumps out at you. Like I said, forgot that she was a like wannabe punk rock chick. I thought that was great. I'm a sucker for punk music, especially like female punk music, like Avril Lavigne. So I think that's really funny that she's just like a wannabe one. Yeah, Paramore, all that stuff. I'm cool with that. Bowling for Soup. Like Bowling for Soup has a cover of one Baby One More Time on here.
Baby One More Time, yeah.
Yeah, and there's some. Go on.
I was gonna say the soundtrack before we get too far into the movie is just like awesome because I like how they took like traditional songs and they used like a pop punk version of all of them, like Happy Together, Baby One More Time. Like it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and kudos to them. Like whoever adapted this, I never saw the 76 one, but like I think that was really smart because it feels like it was of the times, but a lot of times you're retro, like, hey, it takes a while to write a movie. And a lot of times you're a little more delayed than the actual culture is. I feel like, I mean, I was young. I was 8 when this movie came out, but I feel like that punker rock era was really early 2000s. And like, it almost feels like this movie should be like '06, a little bit kind of delayed, but this is like right in the middle of it. So kudos for them. I think like that is so important, I think, to making this movie very enjoyable to present day because you're like, wow, this feels like a great encapsulation of the era of the fashion. Like I think they did a good job of capturing that counterculture nicely. And then, it wasn't the most counter of counterculture. It was kind of mainstream counterculture, but I think they did a really nice job of it. And it makes it way more interesting in 2022 that they have that aspect in it than if they didn't. So I think that was massive to me.
Yeah, and I love that they have like a original song in there because, sometimes musicals not everybody is a fan of with like stopping the movie every 5 seconds with a song. But I mean, I'm not, but some people.
Yeah.
But yeah, with the original song, that's just like an epic song that like it's just a really great addition.
And during this movie, I had to search if Ultimate got nominated for Best Original Song at the Academy Awards. It didn't.
Oh,
Jamie Lee Curtis did get a Golden Globe nom. I meant to add that.
Oh, okay.
She got Best Actress nomination in a comedy or musical. Anyways, I loved that. Jamie Lee Curtis character. What are your thoughts on that, Megan? Do you like that character? We're talking pre-body switch. I love the Lindsay Lohan character. I didn't think she was 15, but that's coming up. Trust me, that's in my notes.
Well, she's not. I mean,
that
in real life, she wasn't. She
I know.
Like 19, right? Okay.
No, Lindsay Lohan's always younger than you think. I don't even know she's 18 during Mean Girls.
Well, she was
17. She was 17 during this and 18 during Mean Girls.
Okay. Besides the point, yeah. So I would actually like the way how, like, they don't really have much time to work with at the beginning of the movie. I was realizing, with setting up the character and like their kind of quirks and how they are before they switch bodies. But
Megan, care to guess the minute mark that they switch bodies? Because I noted it because I was shocked at how early it was.
Okay, now that you're saying it was early, like
I know, I kind of
25 minutes.
22.
Okay. Yeah, because I was thinking about that. I was like, they really have to cover a lot of ground because you have to get a good feel for the character before they start acting like, the other person in the other person's body, like, but I was like, they do a really good job of it. Like, you really do like see that the mom's kind of like a control freak, like has all her devices and really like just on top of everything on this like strict schedule and all that. And yeah, so I mean, I think both their characters are just hilarious before they switch, and then just them switching is just like chef's kiss.
I actually think one of the it's hard for me to say. I think that I think maybe we need a little bit more background. I think 22 minutes is maybe too short, but the pacing of this movie's fine. It kind of drags a little bit in the middle. I don't know if I truly knew these characters well enough before they body switched. But it's hard for me to say that I kind of like that they jumped right into it. instead of
Yeah.
drag their feet because you know they're gonna switch. Um, the texting and driving scenes also kind of felt before their time. This is
Yeah.
'03. Like
I was
not that many
thinking
people
that
had
too.
cell phones. Like our father
Yeah.
was texting and driving, but like it wasn't that common of a practice at this point in time. Um, but yeah, yeah, I kind of thought Jamie Lee Curtis' character was a little too one-noted, a little bit too over the top, like kind of way too into her career, maybe a little bit. But I mean, that's the whole point of this movie. It's supposed to be the clash of generations, the clash of two different characters. Um, but anyways, I think they did a pretty good job of setting it up, and then the body switching happens at the 22-minute mark. Um, dude, this movie's so 2003 with like the punk rock era and Avril Lavigne and shit. However, it's over the top, but I think it's a fun way to encapsulate the era. That's what my notes say.
Perfect. It sounds like ChatGPT wrote that.
Uh, no, we can go straight to want to go straight to the body switching. Anything else to say in the first 22 minutes?
No, I'm a sucker for that little opening scene with all the mother pictures. I just think that's adorable. Really sets you up for a good wholesome family movie. You know what I'm talking about? Even probably not.
Are they like sliding pictures across the screen of like them
Yeah, but it's
growing
like
up?
real pictures of Jamie Lee Curtis and her daughter. Like it's just cute.
Yeah. Is it bad that I didn't even remember that that was a scene?
No, you can cut this out. All right.
No, no,
Moving
no,
on.
no, no. That's great. That's good content. That's good content. That's why you're here. It's the contrast of styles.
It's really
Um,
adorable.
um, so the 22-minute mark, there is a fortune cookie scene. I kind of forgot how they body switch and they walked into the Chinese restaurant. I'm like, ah, yes, this is how it happens. So the owner of the Chinese restaurant, her and her daughter, they see them bickering, the two, Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis' character. And the mother of the restaurant is like, I'm going to, well, the daughter knows that she's up to no good because she's like, Mom, no. But the mother still hands both of them a fortune cookie. And as they're arguing, they open the fortune cookie, go their separate ways, and then there's an earthquake, but only they feel it. And then, yeah, they switch bodies. It's fine. It's fine. I think it's cute that there's the Asian mother and daughter component of it. I thought that was cute. It was kind of played for laughs a little bit, but I think it worked. But yeah, it's fine. Anything else to add?
No, I mean it's obviously a very far-fetched concept here, but if you kind of just
You think? You ever change
yeah,
bodies with someone in a Chinese restaurant?
I'm just saying, it's obviously
I thought it was a
far-fetched, but it's kind of
biopic.
what they have to do to get it. It's kind of, whimsical and it sets a scene in a good way for how it has to be done.
Yeah, it's fine. I feel like it's worth covering, but I literally have nothing to add about it. What's wrong with the grandpa? I just got to that point in my notes. What is wrong with
Oh
the
God, he's
grandpa?
adorable.
Yeah, I know, but what's wrong with him?
Just because he's afraid of earthquakes?
Yeah, but he's like senile. I felt worried for him. Like I was worried for the man. I was scared for him.
I love him. He's one of my favorite characters.
But like I know he's cute, but like he makes me nervous. Like I feel bad for him. No one's
Yeah, like when he
watching
runs out of
him.
the house.
Someone should be watching him. Someone
I
should be
think it's
watching him.
implied that he lives with them, right?
Yeah, he does. He does.
Yeah.
But no one's watching him close
Yeah.
enough. He makes me nervous. He's adorable. Don't get me wrong. That plays into it.
That scene of him running out the house is it's so good.
Yeah, it's about right after this because there's the earthquake at the restaurant, and there's I don't know, there's some rumbling. But anyways, we're losing the plot here. So the body switch happens, and then they start the next morning. They switch into each other, and I don't want to share my opinion. I want your opinion. What do you think of their acting as one another? I have strong opinions.
Okay, I feel like we're gonna be
How is Lindsay Lohan's performance as Jamie Lee Curtis' character?
all right, coming out with the hard-hitting questions quick. I think that Jamie Lee Curtis, I find her character to be absolutely hilarious. Like, yeah, some of the stuff's a little bit like cringy because she's trying to act like a teenage girl, but she just cracks me up the whole movie. Like everything she does, like just seeing like an older person act like a teenager, it's pretty funny to see the way she acts. I feel like Lindsay Lohan has a bigger challenge here, like trying to act like a mom in this world. So I think it's a little bit more difficult. But I really do think that like some of the things they added, like where she's walking around the school and pulling down the girls' shirts so that their stomachs aren't showing and things like that. I don't know. I think she goes in and out of certain things, but I think ultimately they do a really good job. I mean, it's pretty tough to have to like act in the movie while also acting like somebody else. I don't know. They're basically playing two characters, but you know.
No, yeah. I think it's kind of a fascinating like acting expedition. I'm similar to what you're saying here. It seems like Jamie Lee Curtis is having a ball with this character.
Yes.
I assume that they're doing a sequel, but I'm assuming she probably always loved this character. I didn't hear an interview of her saying, but you could just tell that she's having a blast with this character. And like Jamie Lee Curtis, I think, is also way closer to Lindsay Lohan's character in this movie than she is to the Jamie Lee Curtis lawyer or psychiatrist character. So I think it's just fun. Like she can just be like absolutely goofy and hilarious, and it really works. I do think at times though she is playing a younger version of the actual Lindsay Lohan character. I don't think Lindsay Lohan character would be like the cold sore scene where she like pulls away. Like Lindsay Lohan, a character, I guess, is 15. I didn't realize she was 15 until later on in the movie when it's stated out loud, and it made me question a lot of things that I saw earlier in the movie. But Lindsay Lohan's character is a very mature 15-year-old, I would say. And Jamie Lee Curtis is playing like a 12-year-old, it feels like.
I
Do you
agree with
agree?
that.
Do you agree with that? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fun.
like the certain parts. Yeah.
Yeah, there's certain parts where I'm like, she's playing a 12-year-old. Once again, I shouldn't be critiquing Freaky Friday probably to that extent, but it makes me kind of question. Pretty shocked that it had 88% Rotten Tomatoes because there were some cringy performance scenes from Jamie Lee Curtis. I liked it. Don't get me wrong. I was entertained, but there were some cringy performances. Lindsay
But think
Lohan.
about the moms going to watch that with their daughters.
Don't get me
And
wrong. Don't get me wrong.
I'm just saying
Entertaining.
though, they can totally see like, you know, like, oh yeah, like that's just how moms see like teenage girls, even if their daughter's not really acting that way, which I get what you're saying. She's not acting like the Lindsay Lohan the whole way through character, but yeah.
Well, it's Lindsay Lohan's character though taking over Jamie Lee Curtis. It's tough acting because like you have to act like that actress acted for only 22 minutes of the movie, and like they weren't even on the screen the whole entire time of the 22 minutes. It's very interesting. It's very interesting when you think of it that way. Lindsay Lohan's character, and I wonder if you're going to agree with me from this, she's like doing a British accent. It feels like I'm watching Parent Trap.
I know what you mean. Like
Yeah.
it's almost like she thinks like uptights, like a little bit of like a British accent, like helps her kind of get into the character or something. But it's not the whole time. It's like in and out of scenes.
It is in and out, but I mean, God bless her. Like, I mean, at this time, she's 17 years old. She did Parent Trap about 5 years before this. I get a lot of Parent Trap from it. A lot of Parent Trap. I think she does a great job, but it does feel she had the harder job. I agree with you. Way more restraint of a role. Probably tough for a 17-year-old to pull that off. And way less fun. Once again, I think it was a very entertaining performance, but there was points where I was like, I'm getting like a weird British accent Parent Trap vibe from Lindsay Lohan. So I don't know. Those were my takes. I thought they were both entertaining. Lindsay Lohan's character a little bit, but Jamie Lee Curtis' character is super entertaining. Then there's about Megan, I would say, and you can yell at me if you want to. There's about a 30-minute stretch here in the middle from when their first scene of when they change and they're in the car, which is like entertaining. There's like 30 minutes in the middle where I feel like nothing actually matters to the plot and it's just kind of filler and it's meant to be kind of funny, but I find it quite boring.
Like the part right after they switch, or when they're like dropping off each other at like school and work.
The past the dropping each other off at school, like when she goes to like her son's school and he writes that cute letter about how he actually likes
Oh,
Lindsay.
it's adorable.
Yeah, am I heartless?
See,
I was like,
yeah.
wow, this is such filler. Let's move on.
No, see, I love that part because like I think they do a good job too. I was going to say it. Obviously, it's the mother-daughter relationship that this is all centered around, but they also bring in a lot of other dynamics of things you would also pick up on if you switched bodies. Like you would see how your little brother thought about you. And, you know, you get the perspective of what your stepdad really is like when you're not in your body and you're hearing him talk to your mom. And I don't know, I kind of like the way they are able to bring in the side characters through stuff like that. And that scene of this brother and at the school where he writes the poem about her is just so adorable.
Yeah, it probably is. I don't know. It's like this is in the middle of the movie here. Pick a lane.
Yeah. Well, they have to wrap up that stuff so they can get to the.
They wrap it up real quick. I mean, it's cute. Once again, the target demo for this movie is a 12-year-old girl in 2003 and their moms.
Ding ding.
I'm 29 years old in 2025.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Does mom like this movie? I feel like she should.
You know, I brought it up tonight to ask everybody if they remembered going to see it with me, and they all acted like they hadn't seen it in a long time, so they didn't really give me great answers. But I think I remember us like loving
our mother would try to sit down and watch us and fall asleep 5 minutes in.
So the one thing to note though in this so-called boring section you're talking about.
Yeah, lay it on.
I just love to see the dynamics of what you would do if you were in somebody else's body. Like I love the scene with the McDonald's French fries and her like, you know, being like, this will do nothing to my body. And, you know, it's a funny switch of positions there with that. And the way the mom, like, with the tests, are we still at that part? I'm getting confused.
Yep, we are. The algebra scene.
Yeah, she's starting
you're doing a really good job of highlighting these scenes that I thought were just like filler and not that entertaining.
You know, they have that comment at the beginning of the movie where Lindsay Lohan's fighting. Anna is fighting with Tess, and she's just like, "You couldn't last a day in my high school." Like trying to say like high school's changed and it's tough out there, and like, you know, you don't remember those days, but you know, and you see the mom start to realize like, oh yeah, this mean girl is the mean girl, and this teacher is coming at my daughter. And you know, she kind of starts to see everything unravel and start to see her daughter's point of view. So it's very needed. And I just love the scene where she tells the teacher off.
All right. I know about how you asked my mom to prom or homecoming.
She had a boyfriend and you were weird.
Yeah.
It's great.
No, I mean, I think you did a good job defending that portion. Like I just found it painfully boring. And there was like a 30 minutes.
I just know that you love the few scenes coming up that it just
got
overshadowed.
Oh my God. I mean, the last 30 minutes of this movie are just like, I was literally cracking up. I was watching it by myself.
I know. I had the biggest smile on my face. It's awesome.
I was cracking up. And I do think that that's part of it. You like look back and you're like, what the hell even happened between the fortune cookie and the last 30 minutes? Like that's how I think about this. Everything is so overshadowed from. Well, we'll get into it now. Are you good with that section? I have literally nothing to add. I do think those scenes are cute, and I could see how. Look, this movie's meant for a 12-year-old in 2003 and their 45-year-old mother.
Yeah, the only other.
I am not either of those demos, and it's 2025. Like, I get that. I get that.
The only other scene that I like when they're
the McDonald's French fries scene, not doing it for me.
Really? Okay, I can see that. I guess I shouldn't have said really and been shocked. I also love when she's when Anna is in the therapy sessions and she's just like sitting there doodling and then just doing the whole, and how do you feel about that? Yeah. And then she finally just loses it on that one mom that reads her daughter's diary. And she's like, bad mom. I love that part.
Yeah.
Didn't do it for you. That's all right. We'll get to the best part. Go ahead.
All right. And now, Megan, the portion of the movie that I've just been waiting for me, it starts with the weird interview show that Jamie Lee Curtis character goes to.
Yes.
I think this is where then hijinks ensue. I guess I should say Tess Coleman.
Yes.
So she's a famous psychiatrist. She gets, I don't know, some local talk show that she gets invited to. It's like an Oprah Winfrey, Ellen DeGeneres show, I guess. And she knows nothing about the book. That's entertaining. It takes a funny twist where she starts like amping up the crowd because, you know, at the end of the day, she's playing, it's Lindsay Lohan's character inside of Tess Coleman, and she's a rocker. So she pumps up the crowd and signs
mosh pits.
Chest and mosh pits and all that stuff. And I thought that was funny, and I kind of think this is where the dam finally breaks open. Where I do think that there's about 30 minutes of like, this would be cute for a mother and daughter to see it in movies. And then it's like, all right, let's get absolutely damn ridiculous with this concept starting right now. You agree?
I see what you're saying. It does get if you're putting it like that, it does totally get cranked up a huge notch here, and the rest of the movie is just perfection.
Yeah. And probably not my favorite scene, though I do like it, the talk show. Do you have any thoughts on that talk show? I think it's funny.
Yeah, I love the little brother Harry in the crowd watching his mom just act like a total maniac. And
And the grandpa too.
oh yeah, the grandpa loves it, and the Ryan, the future husband, is just like, what is going on? He just can't.
The NCSI guy.
Yeah.
Is that the only movie I've ever seen him in? He's such a stoic prick. Perfect casting. Perfect casting.
But he's awesome in this movie. Do you agree?
Yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. But he plays a stoic prick so well. Don't you agree? He's playing that. You don't think so? Yeah. He's playing that prick of a stepdad, I think, very well. I mean, it's misconstrued, don't get me wrong, but like at the same point in time, you as a viewer, you're like, is that guy a prick or is there a softer side to him?
Well, I mean, yeah, but like, the first scene you get of him where he's like hiding Harry from eating the Ben and Jerry's with his friends, and you're like, oh, he's a good guy. No, maybe not. Maybe it's because I've seen the movie too many times and I already know, so I can't get there.
I missed that. So okay. Good to you, Megan. I miss those tidbits. That's cute.
He makes like subtle comments, and he tells her where her door is and stuff.
Yeah.
They're trying to show that he's trying to find his way in, like he says at the end of the movie. We're skipping ahead. Go on. Yeah, love that scene. It's pretty funny, and simultaneously, what's Lindsay Lohan's character doing at that point?
She's breaking in. This is where, ready, Megan? This is where Chad Michael Murray comes into play.
Yeah, the wild thing here is not the timestamp of the body switch. It's the timestamp of how long it took you to bring up Chad Michael Murray in this podcast.
Me and Megan, we had this funny thing over Christmas. I mean, not over Christmas, over summer vacation when we were vacationing with the family. We were trying to like every like early 2000s movie. We were saying we were trying to think if Chad Michael Murray was in the movie or not. Well, what was the joke we were doing?
Correction. I knew who I was talking about in all these movies, and I'm like, wait, who's that guy? What's his name? And you just kept guessing Chad Michael Murray for every movie, and I was like, no, he's not in every movie.
That's what it was. We were talking about like early 2000s movie, and every love interest. I'm like, isn't that Chad Michael Murray? And that's what it was. Well, what's funny is I'm like, all right, Megan, we'll do the Freaky Friday rewind without even like really giving it, without looking into it at all. And she's like, sick. We can talk about CMC. And my head goes to Christian McCaffrey. And I'm like, what is she talking about? Like, he's married to that famous influencer. And I was like, maybe that's what she's hinting at here. But then I was like, what? Like, Chad Michael Murray. I'm like, oh, that's so funny. Because every other movie for like that Hotel trip, I was guessing Chad Michael Murray. And there he is.
I know. It was wild that you didn't know he was in this movie off the rip. But you figured it out. It took a minute.
And I just want to say, Chad Michael Murray, so damn hot.
He's at peak perfection in this movie.
Megan texted me 2 days ago saying, can you keep the Chad Michael Murray attractive comments, just tone it down a little bit? Because she knew where this was going. I want to say is that like I have the same length of hair as Chad Michael Murray right now. Why can't my hair do that? Why, like, what do I have to do? God. Hair inspo for life. So
I would
good.
say give it a few days without a wash, but I'm sure you've tried that.
I don't wash my hair. Megan thinks I don't. Megan thinks I'm the grubbiest human being alive. She doesn't like when I sit next to her at restaurants.
No, that's not true. All right.
Kind of true.
Back to the movie.
Kind of true. We've lost the plot again. Chad Michael Murray, very attractive, very hot. Yes. Yeah. So this is where it gets funny. So they break in, they steal the test, yada, yada, yada. But she then Lindsay Lohan goes and erases her enemy's test too. And Chad Michael Murray doesn't like that, man. Chad Michael Murray's he's
stand-up guy.
He's all peace and love, man. Like he'll break in and help you cheat on a test, but he's not going to hurt somebody else in the process. And so this is where the Chad Michael Murray character, who was interested in Lindsay Lohan's character, no longer is interested. And she tries to get a ride on his bike and he's like, no, or something like that. And then he's like, I'm too old for you. And she's like, because at the first scene, Lindsay Lohan's like, you're too old for me. And at first I was like, he's a senior and she's what, a junior? Like, oh my God. Turns out he's the janitor? My God. Did we know in the first act he was a janitor? Or was I just lost?
Wait, I don't think I ever knew that. He's a janitor?
Yeah. Okay, Megan, I thought I missed something because the scene where they go to steal the test, remember? And she's like, well, how do we get in there? And he pulls out the keys, the janitor keys. He's the janitor of the school. How old is this Chad Michael Murray character in this film?
Okay, you're blowing my mind. I always assumed that he had some kind of like student job, like, you know, where the student helps out the faculty in the, after hours.
I thought so too, Megan. I don't think so. I got to rewatch this movie. I don't think so.
I mean, I just watched it very intently and I still didn't pick up on that. So maybe it's just me assuming he's in high school.
Because he says his second job.
He does say it's second job, but I thought it was like a student, whatever they say there, student, like not internship, but
no.
You know how they work at school
Chad
sometimes?
Michael Murray. I don't know. I'm not getting anything good here. All right. I'm just going to scrap all this part.
Up to interpretation.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I misconstrued it. I hope so. He says his second job. So then they go their separate ways. Jamie Lee Curtis's character goes to a coffee shop. And who's there? This is just where it gets just funny. This is so bad. This is just where it gets great. And a lot of things, like, I think the screenplay might be a bad screenplay. Like, I think Jamie Lee Curtis a lot of times is like the stuff that she has to like say is kind of what's throwing it off. Here it's like she goes to this coffee shop and Chad Michael Murray's the barista there. And he goes, yeah, this is my second job. Hilarious. But what gets more funny is the fact that he's behind the counter for 1 second and then he goes and sits down and has a cup of coffee with her.
He's done with his shift. He clocked out. It was a quick shift.
Did he?
I think that's what they're implying. Because then
he just got off his janitor shift.
A quick hour shift. I agree.
I don't know, Megan. This is where I got so confused. I'm like, 2 minutes ago, I thought he was a senior in high school. Now he's a janitor, and now he's saying his second job's a barista. And then they sit down, and then they just start naming bands, and it's the most cringy dialogue you'll ever see in your whole entire life.
I knew you'd love that part.
My skin was crawling, Megan. My skin was crawling.
Did you also love the Stevie Nicks quote from earlier in the movie? I thought you'd like that.
Yeah, who's Stevie Nicks, right? Isn't that the quote?
No, she says, I look like Stevie Nicks. And she goes, who's he?
Oh, yeah, who's he? Yeah.
It's a great line.
It's great.
But yes, they are going back and forth, just trying to show that they have.
See, that was interests. A time that as a 29-year-old male watches in 2025, the Stevie Nicks joke hit.
See, the mom.
That was meant for the 45-year-olds in 2003 who had just watched Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and then drove their daughter to the theater.
Exactly.
I'm roasting our mother while I'm doing this podcast, and she'll never listen to it.
You didn't say American Idol.
No, I didn't. She loved Dude, she loved Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in the early 2000s. She loved Regis. True. I love Regis. I might get a picture frame of Regis and hang on my wall when I'm older, like Italians do of popes. That's how much I love Regis. We've lost the plot so bad here. Oh, well, they were just naming artists in the coffee shop. Horrible scene. So entertaining. That was when I started belly laughing. And then they go straight into the Bowling for Soup, Hit Me Baby One More Time.
I was going to say, when they break out into that coffee shop and they're singing Baby One More Time together out loud, it's awesome.
It's awesome. It is awesome. It's
a great scene.
It is a great scene. You probably know this. In the soundtrack, that is in the soundtrack of the intro to Hit Me Baby One More Time is Chad Michael Murray singing Hit Me Baby One More Time.
Yeah. Yes.
Of course.
And they're he says something really funny too. He's like, the best cover. Yeah. I'm like, no.
And I don't know if it's intentional, but Chad Michael Murray is the lamest cool guy ever. Like everything that's going on in that scene is just so lame. I loved it though. Like legitimately, I laughed so hard at this 10-minute stretch. harder than I would laugh watching like Wedding Crashers. Like
Yes.
I was cracking up. I didn't know if
It's
I
one
should
of
be
those like you catch yourself smiling and you're like, why am I smiling so big right now?
Yeah, I was enthralled by this. Like it was so entertaining and so funny. I'm not sure if it was intentional or what. I do think some of it's intentional. John Murray's character is kind of like really over the top, but man, so funny. So
Yeah,
funny.
I have no idea why anyone would be listening to the podcast this far in if you haven't seen this movie or care about this movie. But if you haven't seen this movie, just go back and watch this stretch. It'll literally like just make you want to watch the movie. It's so good.
I meant
It's
to
so
say
funny.
this at the top. It's on Disney Plus. And
Disney
yeah,
Plus, yes.
honestly, if you're like, it's maybe you want to watch the beginning of it, but honestly, put it on at 1:30, an hour 30 in, and just watch the ending of it. It's great. It's a very, very entertaining last act. All right, so in my head, go on.
I
Go
just
on.
gotta say, you might be already getting this part, but when they leave the coffee shop and he offers her a ride on the bike, I absolutely love the way she's holding on to him with smiling at him and the fiance drives by.
Yep. So that
That
was
part-
exactly what I was about to say.
Okay, sorry.
Well, I'm cracking up, but then in my back of my head, I'm like, okay, is Chad Michael Murray 19 or 18 or 17? Am I grossed up at the Lindsay Lohan romance, or am I grossed up at this Jamie Lee Curtis romance as she's like her head's on his back of his bike as they're driving down the interstate, and then they see NCSI Miami guy driving his car. It's a great scene. It is a great scene.
It's great.
It's just like this movie's turning into an absolute train wreck. It's great. It's great. It's hilarious. Like it just keeps going too. It just keeps getting more and more ridiculous.
Yes.
They just keep doubling down until the one Chad Michael Murray scene, which is next. Yeah, I'm not going out of order. And so they're getting ready for the rehearsal dinner because Jamie Lee Curtis and the NCSI guy, he's NCSI, right?
You know, I couldn't remember where I've seen that man before, but I think you're absolutely correct with that. Yes.
I'm kind of being a jerk to that character. Ryan. Mark Harmon. NCSI. Yeah, I was right. Oh,
yeah, I think that's his like big iconic role.
Played football at UCLA.
Wow, man of many talents.
Looks like it too. Yeah, that guy. Mark Hammon's character, Ryan. I'll call him Ryan from now on. So Ryan and Tess, Jamie Lee Curtis' character, are getting married. It's the rehearsal dinner. And right before they're about to go, Chad Michael Murray's throwing rocks at the window, right?
Yes.
Throw rocks at a bedroom window. Yeah.
You're skipping over all the cute, gushy mother-daughter scenes, but you're starting to see that Jamie Lee Curtis is coming, well, Tess is coming around to Anna with the character of...
You're right. I am. There's that scene where Lindsay Lohan, man, so confusing. Jamie Lee Curtis, who's playing... Tess is now in Anna's body. So Jamie Lee Curtis is in Lindsay Lohan's body, and she has this monologue where she talks about Chad Michael Murray's character and how she likes him.
Yes. You're starting to see that they're slowly starting to come around to each other's, you know, what they kind of want them to start seeing.
You're right.
It's a cute scene, but yes. So then you hear the rocks in the window.
You're right. There's that weird reprieve in the middle of the chaos, but you're right.
Yes.
But then you hear a rock hitting the window, and you're like, that's not Chad Michael Murray. That's not CMC out there. It is. He's screaming, "Hit me, baby, one more time" again, right?
He's singing a horrible rendition of Baby One More Time at the top of his lungs. And he just gives it his all. He doesn't care.
Yeah. He's
essentially professing his love for Tess.
Yes. And then Lindsay Lohan's character runs down there and tackles him against a wall, a tree. And then she kisses him. And then he's like, "I'm in love with your mother." This is when it just goes to like, they go over the top with how ridiculous Chad Michael Murray's character is, which I loved.
Yeah.
Which I love.
I love how after that scene, because it's just so ridiculous that she's like, you know, he's basically saying that he's basically saying that he finds her mother attractive. And then she goes to the car and she's like, well, he definitely loves you for your mind. I just love that part.
Yeah, that was in my notes. I wanted to mention that. That was maybe my favorite line from this movie.
See, I feel like you can miss that line easily, but it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. But it's like, it was like, damn, that is true. He's in love with this
kiss, which, let's be honest, no one's wiping off Chad Michael Murray's kiss.
Absolutely not. Right now, he can lay one on me. I'd be fine. Whew. Chad Michael Murray. Have you seen him recently? Still just as attractive. That is just
I've
such a
seen
dreamy
him in my Hallmark
man.
movies, absolutely.
Of course, that makes sense. His career would follow that trajectory.
It shouldn't have, but we still get to see him.
I don't know if he's a good actor. He's great at playing this role, though.
Did you ever watch One Tree Hill?
Yeah, I did a little bit with you until the guy got shot.
He's great in that, but continue.
Yeah.
So they're on their way to the rehearsal dinner.
Yeah, they get to the rehearsal dinner. I'm not missing anything, right?
No.
They get there.
And Chad Michael Murray is essentially stalking them, we find out. It just keeps getting crazier.
It does.
Let's call him Jake.
It does. We can call him Jake. Man, it's just crazy. It's crazy. Like, honestly, I loved how they did it, where the first like hour and 20 minutes, like, it's a goofy concept, but it's pretty like to the, they're keeping it pretty conservative. It just gets even goofier and weirder and crazier. And yeah, he shows up. He's so in love with Tess, Jamie Lee Curtis's character. How many times can I say that during this podcast? So in love with Tess that he shows up to her rehearsal dinner, to still profess his love for her.
Yeah, I like to think of it almost as, because it is like almost like it could be almost creepy in a way, but it's almost kind of like he's under a spell. Like it goes with the whole Freaky Friday. Like there's just chaos is happening everywhere and they can't stop it. But yes.
Ooh, all right. I'm throwing all reason. You need to have fun with this movie. Yeah, I'm throwing all reason behind. But yeah, I think I don't mind that. I'm trying to think. Like, he does really like Lindsay Lohan's character. It's kind of shown in the first 22 minutes. If you're like in that honeymoon phase where you really, really like somebody and you feel that connection with somebody, and then they change overnight, but then you kind of feel that same way with somebody else, I can kind of see that. To this extent, absolutely not. But I mean, I think there's some like truth to that. Some truth to that.
This just turned into Delilah podcast.
Yeah, it did. I love Delilah. Don't make fun of me for listening to Delilah.
It shows. No, I like that take. Yeah,
dude,
it's just trying to show.
The biggest inspiration of this podcast is Delilah and Regis Philbin. You want to know?
That's some great inspo right there.
It is 100%. That's my inspo right now. Wow. Yeah. So, anyways, I think Jamie Lee Curtis has a conversation at the bar with him, right? Tess. Right.
Okay. Now you're gonna make me second guess this. Yes. She says you have to leave.
Yes. You have to leave.
Ryan cannot see you. You got to get out of here. Yeah. There's a lot happening at that moment because the friends are also breaking in to try to grab Anna to go do the Wango Tango.
Yep. And once again, it's just everything's getting ridiculous. And all of a sudden, Anna gets kidnapped by her two bandmates, like forcefully. Like Anna doesn't want to go, and they just like carry her out. So awesome. So awesome.
Yeah. Well, the security guards find them and bring them to Ryan. And they're like, these girls snuck into your rehearsal dinner, and he's just like awesome about it. He's like, go do the thing. Be back. You'll be fine. Rock out.
Yeah. And then he turns to go on. I'm sorry. Go on.
Oh, I was going to say it's a very cute moment where he turns to Tess, who's obviously terrified because her actual self, she knows that as Anna being inside Tess's body, she knows that her mother is not going to be able to go do that audition, even though she left to go do it because she has no idea how to play the guitar and all that. And he looks at her and he says, I can hold the fort down. You go watch your daughter. And it's just a beautiful moment.
Don't make me that guy.
How can you say I don't care? I'm not that guy, Tess. And if that's who you think I am, then this is never going to work.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's the line.
Yeah, that's what I have written down.
Puts her in her place.
I have a question mark. Was this warranted? But I kind of think that you highlighted some of the moments where he was trying to be a good step, because he was like, I never, what did he say? Like, I never wanted to, like, I don't know. There's this really powerful scene there, and I was wondering if it was warranted. It's a great monologue. I'm a sucker for a good monologue. It almost feels like it's Robert De Niro at the end of SLP-esque. No, it's not. But like it is a great monologue. It's this character kind of building up and finally expressing himself. It's a great monologue. I was wondering if it was warranted, Megan, but you've kind of sold me on that. It might have been. It might have been warranted. I mean, I love the writing there. It's passionate, and it's like don't make me that man. I think that's the exact quote. Don't make me that guy. Really powerful, really good stuff. And then I'm just go on.
I may be being obvious here with that, but the whole point of that is like that's the way he would talk to Tess, you know, because he doesn't know she's Anna. But it's the point that Anna, being inside Tess's body, is seeing a different side to her new stepdad, because she's kind of been closed off to him, and she's like, wow, he cares about me, you know?
Yes.
Was that obvious?
No. You're right. It's hard to formulate in words the switch of characters, but you're right. Like this scene is so powerful because he's saying it to who he thinks is Jamie Lee Curtis, but it's really Lindsay Lohan's character inside Jamie Lee Curtis, which makes it even
like
more...
I was saying, it's the stuff you wouldn't never know unless you were in someone else's body.
Yeah. Which is like, sure, right? This Freaky Friday trope at this point, this was like the fifth installment that Disney did, has been well established. They did a really nice job, though, of really finding really powerful scenes to kind of highlight what could potentially be there. So I'm ready to run through a wall. I was like, hell yeah. I'm drinking this Kool-Aid. I am stone cold sober as I'm watching this movie. Let me tell you. It's like 3 o'clock in the day. Like there was no drugs helping me like this movie. I was stone cold sober, but I'm like locked in. I'm like, hell yeah. Let's go to the House of Blues. I'm ready to run through a damn wall. Mark Hammon's got me locked in. And
Rango Tango, let's go.
And I forgot the scene. And then as soon as I realized, in my head, Megan, Jamie Lee Curtis jumps on stage and starts shredding. That's what I'm expecting. And then as I see Jamie Lee Curtis in the crowd, I'm like, no, she goes over to the side of the stage and does it. So good. And that song is so good. I love that song.
So good.
I love that song.
This is one of the examples I wanted to bring up earlier, but I didn't want to skip ahead too far. I absolutely love the way Lindsay Lohan attacks the character here, where she's acting like a mom would act on stage.
Yeah.
With a guitar.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. Great point. This scene is by far the best scene in the movie. I don't think that's even up for debate. Just a very, very good scene. A very, very good scene. Everything's leading up to it. Very, very good scene. And man, when Jamie Lee Curtis finally was just, wait, what does she go? What band? Oh, the Stones. Have you ever been to a rock show? Yeah.
I love that part.
Pretend you're Keith Richards. And then she does that weird, like the hot thing with the guitar.
Yeah. We all know it. We're all singing in our head right now. You can't get it out of your head.
Absolutely. But then I have in my notes, can Jamie Lee Curtis play the guitar? It looks like she can.
Nick asked me the same question. It looks like she's really just like shredding on that thing.
It looks like she's shredding. I am blown away.
Did she learn it?
So this is when I looked it up, Megan. I looked it up after the scene where I didn't look up Jamie Lee Curtis, but I'm like, I am blown away at how good all of the musicians look in this movie. I haven't looked it up. I don't know if Jamie Lee Curtis can play the guitar or not. It doesn't matter. It looks like she can. She sold me on it. It is phenomenal. This scene's phenomenal. It's really good.
Awesome.
It's really well acted. This is finally kind of where everything really pays off for them. That song's so good. It's which song is this, Megan?
Is it called Round and Round? It's the Round and Round.
It's Round and Round. It is Round and Round.
So good.
So good.
And you it's like that guitar solo she has. It's just like an awesome guitar solo. And I think we should note that Jake's in the crowd and he's starting to realize like, oh, maybe Anna is the one I like.
Yeah, Megan keeps trying to bring the plot back into play, which is good because for me, this movie's just scenes. There is a plot.
But it's just so touching though. And then she runs off the stage and she's just like you, ready to run through a wall because she's just like, wow, that was awesome. And she has that cute line of, so you like my music? And she's like, it's most definitely not noise. It's just cute.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. Yeah, no, for
Huh.
sure. She finally gets it. She gets in that moment. Um, and like I said, man, the reason why this movie works is this band. This band, is very obvious 2003 band. Like in the moment, maybe they were just like, we're trying to be trendy. But man, it works so well 22 years later. So well to have this all-girl punk rock band. Man,
Agreed. I wish they had more songs, honestly.
I do. I do. The music scenes are by far the best. By far the best. We should say that early in the movie, the mom pulls out the aux cord while they are playing their instruments. So it kind of goes full circle here. And so they know we didn't mention this. We should have mentioned this. I'm doing a bad job of caring about the plot here, to be honest. But they go back to the Chinese restaurant and they are told that their fortune will get reversed once they, what is it, Megan? Do something unselfish? Understand each other?
Selfless love will bring you back.
Thank you. This is why you're on the pod. Selfless love will bring you back. And
Yes.
then Tess, Jamie Lee Curtis character, gives a toast at the rehearsal dinner. They go back. She gives a toast. Heartfelt. Really good. Go on.
So let me think how this is. So Anna, Jamie Lee Curtis, though, is telling Tess that she wants her to call the wedding off because she doesn't think they're going to be able to switch back at this point. So that's why she's giving the toast to basically essentially call off the wedding. So we're all waiting in anticipation of what she's going to do and what she's going to say.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so she gives this beautiful toast, and then Anna, Lindsay Lohan's character, gives a second toast. And you know they're about to switch bodies, let's be honest. But I think they're like, nothing sticks out to me in those toasts, but they're really cute. It's really well done. Like I said, the last 30 minutes of this movie, I loved it. I loved it so much. First hour and a half, I was like, man, I don't want to do this rewind. Megan was right. Because I told Megan when I invite her on this pod, I'm like, I'm not sure I'm sold on this. Are you interested in a rewind of Freaky Friday? But man, the last 30 minutes is so good. And then they switch back.
So yeah, so the point, and I don't know if anyone really out there cares because you clearly don't care, but the whole point is when she's giving that speech, Anna is saying in Tess's body that like she is so happy to have Ryan in their life. And that like she's ready to start this family because it's, she's had a rough relationship with him because her dad passed. And she's trying to say that she's welcoming, she's welcoming their new family and she's into the dynamic now, that sort of thing. Then they have the earthquake and they switch bodies. And Anna is actually in her own body when she takes over and finishes that speech.
Damn.
Just a little detail.
Damn. See? That's why you're on this pod.
But yeah, you got the gist of it. It's them just having a kumbaya moment, and it is a form of selfless love that brings them back into their bodies. Absolutely. And they don't have to call off the wedding.
Absolutely.
I remember being 12 and being like absolutely terrified that they were going to be stuck in each other's bodies forever. So it's like a lot for a girl with anxiety to watch back when you know now. It's better. It's very true.
This or 13 going on 30, Megan?
This.
Now we're asking the hard question. Okay, sorry. No, I'm glad. That was a forceful answer. And then the movie ends, and then we get the wedding scene where we get a sick band scene again of them singing song? Ultimate. Them singing Ultimate, the Academy Award nominated movie. I think it's just Ultimate. Which once again is very, very good. And those girls rock. It's Ultimate.
Absolutely. I thought you were going to sign off without talking about that scene for a second when you said the movie ends. I was like, wait.
Oh, no. Yeah, I know. I agree. Like, they switch bodies, and then it's a victory lap. It's a hell of a victory lap. You're like, yeah. I was just like, I was so pumped. I was so just like,
my God.
I was like, because me and Megan were on the fence of doing this rewind. As that scene was happening, I'm like, I need to do a rewind on this. This movie's fun as hell. Really good. Hey, you know what? I was wrong. Hands up. Freaky Friday's really, really, it's a really good movie. It's fun. It's funny as hell. It's fun. It's really, it's just like, it doesn't take itself too seriously. You just have a good, like, you just have a good time with it. Don't take anything too deep, though. Maybe I'm shallow. You're making me question whether I should have got more out of this movie.
No. I probably took it too deep, but
No,
I had to do my homework.
Well, I also think that it's probably difference of perspectives. Once again,
Yes.
this movie's not made for a 29-year-old in 2025.
But I agree with you. It's just good fun, cute, something for everyone in the family. You could take the whole family out to go see it, and everyone gets something different out of it.
Yeah.
And those last few notes when they start the ultimate at the end of the movie, it's just awesome.
Absolutely.
And she does reunite with Jake. He tells her that, he likes her and not her mom. Thank goodness.
It all works out.
Clear that up.
A police report has to be filed, but it's fine. And then there's almost a really cute scene at the end. There is a really cute scene at the end where the grandpa and the little boy almost switch bodies.
Yes, I love that part.
So cute.
And they tackle him to get the fortune cookies.
Is that funny that I only remember like 3 scenes about this movie before I watched it, and that was one of them?
Oh, really? It's a cute scene.
It's a cute scene.
That grandpa and Harry are just adorable together. They have a funny little banter.
Well, the little boy is
Harry.
my gateway to the movie because that's about the age I was. So I
was gonna say, do you resonate with that little boy?
I do. I mean, like when I was 8 and watching this, I did. Yeah, that was me. Yeah.
Well, in a way, it's kind of like me and you on this podcast, like your annoying older sister, and you don't tell her she's cool, and you invite her on your podcast, and it's like, whoa, you must think I'm cool.
Wow.
Too far.
Damn. I gotta take 5.
I was also gonna ask if you were triggered by when the mom says make good choices, because I used to say that to you as just to be a jerk.
You did say it to me. I missed that in this movie. Did you get this from this movie?
It's way in the beginning when they're setting up the characters. The first 22 minutes you hate.
I didn't hate the first 22 minutes. I hated the next 30. First 20 minutes was fine.
Yeah, just a small thing. Another funny quote that is quotable.
No, make good choices. You did say it to me a lot. Did you know this was a quote from this movie, or you're just saying it?
Oh yeah. It's one of those funny quotes that sticks out to me that you just like say and you're just like, brings you back.
Well, guess what? I didn't make good choices. Like having you on this podcast. That's all I have to say about Freaky Friday. You got anything?
Nope. I think that is all I had as well. Right. I'm glad you liked it on the rewatch.
I'm skimming my notes. Is the grandpa okay? God, that last song fucks. How old is CMC in this movie? Can Jamie Lee Curtis? Fuck, you're right. Damn it.
I corrected you earlier.
You did. Can Jamie Lee Curtis play the guitar? Kiss FM and House of Blues with an all-girls name. Pink Slip. How 03 is this shit?
I love Pink Slip.
I do. I love Pink Slip.
I was listening to a trivia show the other day, and that was a trivia question. What's the band name in Freaky Friday? I got it right.
You got it? Wow, that's actually sick. This is also funny. CMC is a janitor ? How old is this guy? And then they're just naming names. CMC's working at a coffee shop, but he's just sitting down drinking coffee. What the hell? Then he falls in love. Good soundtrack.
Sums it up. I need to watch the movie. Nah, all right, that's
Freaky Friday. You got anything else?
Nope.
All right.
Just glad you enjoyed it.
All right. Well, then we'll get into our goodbyes. Megan, thank you for coming on this podcast. This was fun. I didn't think this would be so fun when I asked you, but after watching it, I knew there was actually a ton to say. It was a good time.
Yeah, glad you had a good time with it. Happy to be here, even if it was just a early birthday present I'm finding out today. But maybe I'll see you next time for Princess Diaries too.
Is that coming out?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
What?
Or Devil Wears Prada too. Or no, sorry, Princess Diaries 3.
Okay. I will 100% do Princess Diaries with you. When's that coming out?
I think it's next spring, but I could be wrong.
Okay. No,
pretty sure they're like filming now.
I will not do Devil's Wear Prada, but I will do Princess Diaries. That's actually perfect. My thoughts on the Pinot Balletto in Russian River Valley, Sonoma County. Pretty good. I would definitely buy it again. Bought it from Whole Foods.
Are you going to see Freakier Friday?
We should talk
Did
about
it convince you?
I'm not rushing out to see it, to be honest. I kind of want to wait till it gets to Disney Plus, but we'll see.
Okay.
There's like the next thing we're doing. Keegan and Liam are coming on this podcast, and we're recapping summer movies. That's official. That's going to be dropping. I think it's going to be a 2-parter, dropping the last 2 weekends of August. I'm trying to play catch-up ball with that podcast. I don't know if I'm going to have time to watch this. How about you?
Well, it's a movie that's coming out in the summer, so I challenge you, Liam and Keegan, out there.
I may watch it. I am way more intrigued to watch it now than I was before.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good. I mean, I watched like the extended trailer, and it looks like they brought back a lot of the characters and stuff, so I think it's going to be good. Yes, I'm clearly seeing.
The grandpa passed. I'm sorry.
See, I was afraid to look that up.
And I'm that kind of guy that looked that up. I faced that tough decision head on. On that note, Megan, thank you for joining me. This was fun. I'll see you in Princess Diaries 2.
3.
3, whatever. So long, everybody. Take care. Keegan, see you next pod. Peace.